one of my more anticipated albums of the year is finally out. That, of course, being One Assassination Under God, Chapter 2 by Marilyn Manson. And while I did like Chapter 1, the real question here is, was Chapter 2 worth the wait? Well, let's find out. Track 1, Unalive. Alright, so this song might be one of my favorites off this album because the verses are really catchy, the melody is pretty good, Manson's vocals are really good, and the chorus is pretty good as well, particularly with his screams in the chorus, so I would say this is a really good song. Track 2, Don't Answer the Door. So this song goes for a slower approach. While the verses are good, the real highlight, in my opinion, is the chorus and bridge, as they both have really good melodies, and the riff is solid, so I'm gonna say it's a pretty good track. Track 3, Front Toward Enemy. Okay, so this song is a bit of a strange one, and why I say that is because this track was originally released around the time of Chapter 1. Although it wasn't on the album, it was exclusively on the CD version of the single Raise the Red Flag, which is hard to find a copy of, and while there were leaks of it, it always got taken down. But now, it's officially on this album for everyone to hear, and it was also the second single off of this album, and it's not half bad. The main driving riff is catchy, the vocals are of course good, and the verses are pretty good as well. The chorus is okay, but the bridge is pretty good as well, so I would say it's another pretty good song. Track 4, All the Vilest Things. Alright, so initially I wasn't the biggest fan of this track, but after listening to it again, I liked it more than the first listen. The riff is pretty good, the verses are good, as well as the chorus, and the bridge and solo are not half bad. While I still don't think it's a great song, it definitely grew on me, so I'm gonna say it's a good track. Track 5, None of the Suns. So this song takes on a bit more of an 80s rock sound, which I haven't really seen him do often. The verses are good, the pre-chorus is okay, but the actual chorus is pretty good, mainly due to the vocals, and the melody and key on this track work pretty well. So I would say this is yet another pretty good song. Track 6, Lucifer's Teardrop. Okay, so this song picks the speed back up a bit, and for me, this is probably the weakest song so far. The main riff doesn't really do a whole lot for me, and the verses and pre-chorus are not great. The major highlight is the chorus, but even then, it's okay at best. So, I'm gonna say this is an okay track. Track 7, The Arsonist. Now, this song has good verses and a good main riff, but the melody and key of the chorus just don't do it for me. However, the bridge is the real highlight here, so I would say it's another okay song. Track 8, Exit Wound. Alright, so this is the first single, and this has to be another favorite of mine, because the riff and bass are really good, and the vocals are really on point, and the chorus is really catchy. And while the verses are good as well, the second verse is even better, and the scream vocals at the end are really good. So I'm gonna say this is a really good track. Track 9, Enantiomorph. Now we have reached the closing track. It starts off with this spoken word intro that goes on for a minute and a half, but then it goes right into the song, and it has a bit of a slower, brooding approach, and it's not half bad. The vocals and the riff are pretty good, and the verses and the chorus are good as well. It is a bit of a long song, but trust me, the length is used pretty well. So I would say it's a pretty good song and not a bad album closer. So in conclusion, this album has its ups and downs, but that doesn't mean it's bad, because it definitely has more ups in my opinion. And while I thought Chapter 1 was a bit better, it's still a solid follow-up to that album, and I think it was worth the wait, all things considered. So with that being said, my final rating is a 7.5 out of 10, just good. But that is going to do it for today, and whatever thoughts you have about this album or review, be sure and leave it in the comments below. But just like the review for Chapter 1, keep it about the album and only the album. And as always, I will see you all next time.